of race and gender, I had the opportunity to mingle with young white females in corporate and realized that this is a gender challenge rather than a race challenge. Though the young white women I interviewed subsequently did highlight that as much as it is tough for them too, they see that it becomes more challenging for their black sisters in certain cases, meaning that there is still merit in the race and gender debate. I then resolved to dedicate this book to all the young women navigating the corporate world. So that is such a powerful statement, because it's easy to think that the problem is yours alone.
Yeah.
And it's easy to think that whether it be class, whether it be race, whatever the category that you would place yourself in, to think that you are the only one that's facing the problem. Another person might be facing it in a different context, and there's still something to learn from them as well. But I then ask, we have also Nosipho who are writing these books. You would have learned these lessons the hard way. And what has that journey been like for you? Now that Tina si right, ngizobana stress ngivule ngibheke decision making, ngizobana stress ngivule ngibheke ukuthi okay, what do I do in the situation? How do I network? What's the best way? How do I turn problems into solutions? How did you get to this point?
I think the first of all, what triggered this particular book as well was the fact that I do masterclasses on Saturdays for the young women between the age of 21 and 30 in a different, and it's in the book, you'll see, in a different setting. And when we were talking about how they're navigating the corporate world, for me the biggest shock was they still go through some of the things I went through. And I was like, what have we been doing? Because now we've brought in more women into the space, we've brought in more black people into the space. We are expecting that there's neutrality in the workplace because some people have experienced these things and therefore they avoid them, but we realize that they're still struggling.
What I'm hearing you say is they're going through the same things that you went through.
Yes.
So in other words, you emerged this leader not because you didn't go through these things, but despite these things, in spite of the things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, unje ngoba naye wayephethe umuntu nje wafunda ukuthi abantu baphathwa kanje. But it's possible to go through that and be like, as in, I've learned to not be nje.
Yeah, you make sure that it doesn't happen, and yeah, it's leadership styles as well that are different, but the reality of it is that we have gone through a whole lot of these things, and for us it was trial and error, because I'm like that group that came immediately after independence into corporate environments.